I'm Mike.
And I'm Adam.
And this is Stuff and Waffle. Two friends talking about stuff, and often as not, waffling with frequent reference to Bond cars.
I begin this week with some news that we promised a little while back.
Oh, yes.
Yes. You do recall we said that we would comment upon the goings-on involving Matt Hancock in the jungle.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
And I've deliberately gone off and watched some of these clips.
Okay. I have not, so you're up on me there.
There is one where he's trying to be emotional and caring and apologize for his behavior. That came across as an appalling piece of acting from like Amateur Dramatic Society. Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. No sincerity, no nothing. Go away, you grotty little man. But the information that we're all dying to hear about is that so far he has chowed down on camel's penis and sheep's vagina.
Oh, a fine dining experience, I'm sure.
Quite the buffet.
Quite the menu there. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm really pleased to see that he's had some stuff to deal with. That's good. I was hoping for. So, but I mean, I won't dwell on this, and I won't keep you for long. But I will keep you updated as the weeks go on about what foul things they're making him put in his mouth.
Yeah, I think that's again, it's part of the public service that we offer. Yeah.
Well, that's it. What we're doing here is we're providing listeners with this information so that they don't have to go and watch it like I did. Although it is quite funny to watch him trying to chow down on a camel's cock.
Oh, the very thought.
Quite amusing.
Yes.
So if you've got to watch something, maybe that. If not, we can be your one-stop shop for Matt Hancock humiliations.
Excellent.
So, yeah,
excellent work there. Well
that's
done.
it. Yeah. So, however, back to car news. Here's one. This is very sensible news. This is a hot topic, I'm afraid. Terribly sorry to drag it to sensible and very much on trend because it happened today.
You veered off sharply there, but yes.
Yeah, we've gone from grottiness in a jungle to real motoring news today. That from 2025, the smugness may be wiped off a few faces because EVs will be subject to tax.
Yes, I did see that. Yes.
We all knew it was coming.
We all knew it was coming, and I think it would be fair enough if the money actually got used to maintain the roads. Because EVs trundle over the tarmac the same as everybody else, so
But we know it's not. It doesn't get used for that at all.
No, that's what I mean. If it did, I would think, well, fair enough, because they're using the road network. Doesn't matter how the vehicle is powered; it's still wear and tear on the tarmac and everything else. So fair enough, but it's not used for that.
No, your council tax goes on that.
Yeah, well, maybe.
But it's meant to.
Not a lot of it around here, I don't think.
Certainly. Well, no, actually, I was just going to complain about your little road, but it's private, isn't it?
Well, the top bit isn't. The bottom bit is. The top bit's been resurfaced, though. So.
Yes, it has, and then it goes from beautifully smooth to craters.
Yes, it does. I don't know if that is the line between public and private. I'm not quite sure at what point it starts, but it's somewhere in that vicinity.
Yes, it's a bit iffy. Yes. Car tax. How?
So yes, EVs having to pay tax now. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I mean, we all knew it was coming. I mean, I enjoyed not paying tax for the 4 years I had the Tesla. That was lovely.
Yeah.
But we all knew that was never going to last.
I do worry that actually it might be a bit soon, and it might stop enticing people.
I think it's a bit soon, particularly coupled with the current price of charging.
Current price of charging, current price of cars. It's a bit tricky considering. But I mean, what I initially thought is they would probably, because obviously this country would tie it in with the ban on the sale of new internal combustion. I just wondered whether it would tie in with that, but no, they've lobbed it 5 years earlier.
They have, because we're still a little way from the ban.
Yes,
on the sale of new ones, which of course doesn't remove all the existing ones from the roads.
No, not at all. But I don't know.
Like you say, we knew it was coming. I think it is a bit soon. It would be less objectionable if it was actually spent on maintaining the roads.
And I fear it's going to put people off.
I think
not everyone, but some people.
It makes the case for buying an EV much more difficult again.
Well, that's it, because not only are you going to have to pay car tax, the little government subsidies for when you buy, that's a thing of the past, really.
That's a thing of the past. There's no more subsidy or incentive for generating your own electricity. The feed-in tariff for having solar is long gone. All the incentives for driving an electric car, generating renewable energy, one by one, have all been whittled away to nothing over the last few years, and it just makes no sense.
No, I mean, obviously, it's with this car taxing, it has to happen. All those things have to happen, but they've all happened too quickly.
They've happened too quickly, as they usually do with government when they smell some more money. People, EVs have been selling very well in recent years. It was the only growth area in car sales. I believe it still is. So, it was an increasing number of motorists who weren't paying the government any money. But although if the car costs more than £40,000, you did a while have to pay what they called the luxury car tax. That they did away with, but there are whisperings of that coming back now as well.
They're going to have to raise the bar on that, though, because as much as you or I can't go out and drop 40 grand on a car, be it a purchase or finance, it's still not a luxury car for 40 grand.
Well, it's not, is it? No, it's not.
It's a very run-of-the-mill car now, which is a worrying thing when you're dropping 40 grand on a car.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? You're talking 30 grand upwards for a fairly kind of entry-level machine.
You're not.
Goalposts have changed.
Yeah, that's it. We're not talking premium brands here. We are very middle of the range.
You look at where 40 grand sat in the market, even 10 years ago. You were talking
you could have something very German and very nice for that.
Yeah, or even a pretty top end Jag would have been that sort of price.
I mean, I don't know. It's weird, isn't it?
But nowadays, 30 grand is considered kind of bargain basement,
which is frankly obscene.
But that's because nobody buys cars anymore. Everybody finances or leases. It's not like like in the days when our parents bought cars, you would walk into a showroom and actually buy a car.
Yes.
Whereas now nobody does that anymore. Well, very few people do that. It's either leased or it's a company vehicle, or you put it on a PCP deal for 4 or 5 years. Nobody actually buys a car outright anymore.
No.
And I think the sticker price is almost irrelevant. What you're interested in is what's the monthly.
Yeah. What a stake to gain.
And that's how people buy cars. But I think a lot of people, myself included, have realised, and I realised it after only doing it once, that actually that's nonsense. It's not sustainable. Well, it wasn't sustainable in my case. Partly because Tesla pulled the rug from under us, but I'm not getting into that. That's a whole thing in itself. But I think a lot of people, particularly after COVID, have realised there's a very expensive lump out there on the driveway that isn't going anywhere. Why am I paying 500-600 quid for a car that I'm sitting in once a week if it's a busy week. It's just ridiculous. It doesn't make sense.
It's true, and it's daft, isn't it? Because you just didn't go anywhere. And
no,
credit to the mechanic I used when I dropped the Volvo off. It was serviced December last year, and I dropped it off to him and said, "Look, can you service in MOT time?" And he rang me up and he said, He said, "I just did a bit of work on your handbrake, and the MOT was fine." He said, "I'm not servicing it." He said, "I'm not taking the money off you because you've done 1,500 miles since I last did it. It's pointless."
What is the point? Just charging you for stuff you don't need.
Yeah, he said the oil is beautiful, the filters are fine. He said, just don't worry about it.
Well, particularly on a car like that, and those D5 engines. I mean, 1,500 miles is nothing. It's
lame,
and this is the situation where we all were, and I think a lot of people have done what I did and given back a really expensive car on a finance, or like I did, sell it and then pay off the finance, pocket the difference, which wasn't as big as I was hoping, and just don't have anything at all, or go and buy an old car. I think the case for buying an old car at the moment has never been stronger. And I really didn't think I'd say that. I really didn't think we would be here. And we shouldn't be here.
No, but no one expected a COVID, did they?
No one expected a COVID. And it's changed so much, but the car industry is in complete disarray now. They don't know which way to go.
No.
They've got government legislation telling them they can't continue to sell piston cars after various dates around the world, but not long. But actually, nobody's. People are buying fewer cars than ever before at the moment. Fuel prices are through the roof, whether it's petrol, diesel, or electric. It actually doesn't matter. They all cost a fortune to run at the moment.
Yes.
Now they're introducing tax on them, and that obviously varies in different parts of the world, but introducing tax on them in the UK. The case for having any new-ish car at the moment, I think, is it's not there.
Balmy.
Whether it's electric or otherwise. I mean, if you're going to buy a brand new car, please at least look at an EV. But buying a brand new diesel at the moment, I think, is still stupid. But the case is much stronger for buying an old car.
And
just knock around in that for a bit and see what happens.
Yeah, there is a very good case behind just winging it for a bit. It's because the world changed, didn't it? Because yes, the world is pretty much back to normal, but everyone's gone, well, I'll at least work from home some of the time now. Bollocks.
Yeah. Very few people have gone back to their workplaces full time, I think.
Don't know.
We'll see what all happens there. But yes, I did see that EVs were going to be taxed. Not a surprise. And it's just another thing that isn't helping the cause at the moment, I'm afraid, but there's lots of those.
Yes, we're not in a country that's particularly of use for that sort of thing at the moment. So
no, we're really not doing a lot to help with the climate crisis, but there it is. That's another subject in itself.
Give up on those tits.
That's it. Yeah.
Other weird news this week. The new Toyota Prius, however you want to say it.
Yeah, however you say it. Yep.
They're launching a brand new one next year that's been announced.
Yep.
And it's still a hybrid.
Yep. Makes no sense.
What's the point in that?
No, so hybrids are done. There is no reason for a hybrid now anymore, I don't believe.
No, because I thought I'd read it and I thought, hang on, did I miss something? Is it some a hybrid, some full? But no, it's a hybrid.
When you've got 30 grand EVs that can do 300 miles plus on a charge, why do you need a hybrid?
We don't.
Why do you need? You don't. There is no case for it anymore. It's just an overcomplicated, outdated system.
Yeah, don't get it. I really don't.
Why would you? I don't. Yeah, I don't understand. The hybrids were a stepping stone. I've been saying this for ages. Hybrids were a stepping stone. They were a comfort blanket. They were an interim technology.
A means to an end.
We don't need it anymore. We don't need it. EVs are good enough now. You don't need a hybrid. It's just overcomplicated.
Really, really weird release, though, I think.
Very strange and disappointing from Toyota, who were for a while there at the cutting edge.
Oh yeah,
and they've basically given their market away to various various American and Korean manufacturers.
Yeah, there's some very close neighbours in South Korea that have really picked up where they left off.
Picked up that baton and sprinted with it.
I wasn't necessarily going to dwell on it too much. I just thought that was just really
strange,
daft.
isn't it? That makes no sense. That really is flogging a dead horse.
It's really weird because it's a name that evokes the idea of progress. So why not make this, which 5th generation actually it turns out to be, but how is that a thing?
Yeah.
Why not make it a full EV?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It makes no sense for that to still be a hybrid.
No. I got nothing on that.
That will never sell in the numbers that it did when it first came out.
Well, and so all evidence points to it not coming here so far.
Yeah, well, again, we're kind of embracing new car sales are embracing EV, aren't they? Not hybrid. And hybrids will be banned along with petrol and diesel. So we're buying a new one now. The support for it is questionable, and I don't know.
It's going to be your last go, isn't it? If you're going to buy one,
absolutely last go.
Really, really strange.
Stretching that to the last minute, aren't they?
It's so disappointing because they're producing fantastic cars and then baffling cars as well. So come on, let's have some
what's the strategy there? What's the corporate strategy there?
It's like make the everyday stuff, all the EV, and then have your last hurrahs as these crazy good cars, not a last hurrah bloody hybrid.
Hybrid? No, that makes no sense at all. That's daft.
It is, yes. I won't remain angry about that. We'll leave that.
We'll move on.
We'll leave that in the pile of.
We'll move on. We're not going to see one, so we'll move on. However, there is a little bit of news about another legacy car manufacturer that has a baffling approach to life at the moment.
Yes.
And we just recently did our episode on the history of Jaguar. The CEO's gone or going.
I saw some headlines. I didn't read. I'll be honest. I got dragged onto other things. But what's the gist of that?
Thierry Belor, who we mentioned in our history, the CEO of Jaguar Land Rover, is stepping down at the end of this year, so in a month's time, as of this recording, for personal reasons.
I see.
Only been there 2 years, so they'll be going into the new year with an interim CEO. Their reimagine strategy all over the place. Who knows?
Because what date did we say this big relaunch is going to be?
Wasn't it 2025?
That sounds right. So
with the EV only. Yeah, it is.
That sounds right. Okay,
EV only from 2025 with this, the reimagine and the new platform that we discussed in detail.
But we've now got a ship without captain.
The man behind that strategy is going to be gone in a few weeks.
Yes. Okay. Right. Well, do we know who's going to be interim?
I'm just looking here if it says. No, doesn't say.
No, okay.
But there will be an interim boss, and then they'll find a new CEO in the new year. He says he's very proud of what they've achieved at Jaguar. Well,
what is this?
Yeah. What's that? What bits of that then? Because he's only been there 2 years. Not sure much has been achieved in the last 2 years. To be fair,
no.
No, the transformation towards sustainable, profitable future.
Yeah, all right.
I haven't seen much yet. He's laying that on a bit thick.
Are there any names in the hat?
Not that I have. Well, there's one.
I'd like to throw one in if I may, but if you say what you're going to say, just in case.
There's one here in the article that I've got in front of me. No, it doesn't. It mentions who the interim one might be.
Okay,
but no, there are no names. No.
See, I'm wondering whether someone who's got very much a hand in the car industry and a hand in electric vehicles and running companies and such like. Not Elon, don't worry.
No, I was going to say no. I've just noticed who the interim guy is going to be.
Okay, go on then, just in case.
Which is Adrian Mardell.
No,
who's the current CFO.
Okay, bro. That makes sense.
He is going to be the interim one.
Yep. Okay, we'll just shift him across because he's all right. Okay. So what?
Well, yeah.
The one I'm thinking is Andy Palmer.
Okay. Yeah.
Formerly of Nissan and Aston Martin.
Well, that would make some sense, I suppose, assuming it's an internal appointment.
True, yeah, because obviously
someone from outside.
Because he's obviously he was big into Nissan's electric projects.
Yes. Which were extremely successful.
He was credited with a load of work for the Zeod hybrid Le Mans project. Wasn't the greatest of success, but it's getting the tech out there, isn't it? It's
absolutely, yeah.
And he's had a hand in a premium brand as well. Okay, well, all right, well, maybe someone like that is worth a bash.
It would be good if they're going to continue this strategy of all electric by 2025, which presumably they now have to because they're already up and running with the Canadian engineering firm that's designing their new platform.
That's it. Yeah,
who have put money into it themselves. So I can't imagine there'll be any backing out of that at this stage. So whoever takes over is going to have to continue with that plan.
So certainly someone with his credentials, be it him or someone else, of going.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
EV background, premium car background.
Yeah,
we'll watch this space on that.
We'll watch this space, but it's just another worrying bit of news from Jaguar, isn't it? That just as we thought there was a plan, and now the guy behind it's off.
Yes, it's.
And you think, come on!
It feels more than a bump in the road. Let's say that.
What the hell's going on over there?
I don't know. Oh, it's dreadful. I'll tell you what. I'm on my second beer now.
Oh, there we go. There we are. You see, I drove you to it there with that bit of news. Yeah, absolutely. But given that we had spent quite a while talking about Jaguar recently, I thought that was worth a mention.
Yeah, it's an important update, that one.
In fact, we mentioned his name in our piece as the man behind the new strategy. So,
bloody hell!
Yes.
Okay, right. Well, I'm going to leave you to watch over that like a hawk and report back.
I'll be keeping an eye on that. Yes.
Yes. Dearie me. I know I've mentioned it to you off air, but I thought we'll update the listeners. The the shenanigans on the road outside my house continue.
Yes, well, you were without your car for a week, so it wasn't so much of an issue, was it?
Well, you say that. I mean, you when we switched vehicles back, I came back from your place that day, and all I didn't go up and thought I'll anger the beast or anything. I just parked. I parked down the road, well away from any of these goings on. But what transpired a little later was the neighbour next to the individual in question was having some work done to their driveway.
Okay.
I do believe the nice chaps had come along to fit the fibre to their house, so that
yeah.
It required some driveway being removed.
That's going on all over the shop, that is.
It is, yeah. You've got a bit of that, haven't you? You got men laying cables left, right, and centre around your place now.
Yeah, not close enough to us for my satisfaction yet, but I'm
It's
keeping
all right.
an eye on it.
They'll get down there, don't you worry.
No, I better add. Fed up with my frayed bit of string that I'm on at the moment.
They'll be laying a fresh cable to your door in any moment now.
I'm capable of that myself.
Yeah. So what this meant is that person having the driveway work done had to remove their car, obviously. And what they did is they went round to the chap and said, "Do you mind moving your enormous van forwards so we can just slip our car behind it?" And he was umming and ahhing. I could watch this all unfold. This unfolded at his doorway, and lo and behold, he went, "Well, actually, no, because I don't think it would fit properly." Blah blah blah. So the van was driven off and used by another family member as their transport for the day.
Okay.
And immediately, the replacement vehicle for the van that is should be going by all accounts, so I've been told, was brought out, but in an instant. And I told you that it was done so instantly. It was done in his pajamas.
Yes, you did say that.
Like, what on earth is this nonsense?
There's not a lot of life going on there, is there?
I have never seen such protection of a piece of road that is nothing to do with you.
Yes, he has no legal right to park there.
And I don't mind. I really don't give a toss where my Volvo ends up. If it's 3 roads down, I don't care.
As long as it's safely parked, that's all you need. Yes.
Couldn't give a toss.
No.
But oh my god, it's such strange behaviour. And
it is odd, yeah.
But it's not an isolated incident, because I was having a little skim through Instagram the other day, as you do, and there was someone said, "Watch this video," and he said, "This is my neighbour."
It's going on all over the place.
He filmed out of his living room window. Someone moved their car and drove off, and this bloke comes out and moves his car forward 1 parking space and goes back in.
That will have done the car more damage.
Yeah,
starting it and moving it that shorter distance.
Like, what's been achieved here then? What on earth is going on in people's
I've seen it happen. We've had neighbours in previous places where that sort of thing has gone on. It's weird. It happens a lot more than you think.
It's true. And we had where I used to live in Swinton, there were enough. There was none of the parking was designated, but the little estate we lived on in this little cul-de-sac bit, there were 1 space per house. When they built it, they counted it out like that. They didn't mark them or anything like that.
Right.
When I lived there initially, we had no car.
Okay.
And then Kaylee had her Beetle there.
Beetle,
eventually. Yeah. So, However, before the Beetle was there permanently, when Kaylee was there temporarily sometimes, she we used to park it, obviously, outside, going, well, I mean, I'm not, I wouldn't consider myself entitled to a space, but if there's one available, I'm going to put a car in it.
Going to have it, yeah.
And then then the passive aggressive note started. Yes.
Oh no!
And we went out to it, and it's like, you can't park here. This is my space. If it happens again, it will be removed. Like,
really?
You and what army? What's going on?
Removed.
Removed.
Like to see them try. Yes.
Yes. So it's just, it got out of hand.
Dear, oh dear. That's harassment. That is. You get the police on them.
Oh no, there's no need for that. It just sets me off and going, right, I'm going to try and keep an eye on, find out.
That's worse than getting the police involved.
Yeah, no, I just try and keep an eye on who it is. And eventually I figured out who it was. Saw him do it to someone else. It's like, perfect. Fetch me my pen and pad.
Oh, no. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Yes, Katie was like, what have you done? Oh, I've just enhanced the situation, don't you worry.
Yes, just wrote a little notelet.
Yes,
so popped it through the old door there.
No, I popped it under his windscreen wiper.
Oh, perfect, even better.
Yes, that's it. And I suggested that his diminished member may be causing issues, and if he felt like it, maybe he would like to adorn his parking space of his choice with a colossal cock and balls, so none of us parked in it. I mean, no more notes.
Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dealt with that then. Oh,
yeah. So yeah, Katie said, "You're just a nightmare. You're going to get punched one day." Yeah, it'll be all right.
Yeah, one day it's going to happen. Yeah.
But as long as I don't throw the first one, it's fine.
Yeah, as long as you didn't start it. Yeah. That's all good then.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I mean, a note, you're allowed to poke the beast a little bit. Surely that's fine.
Well, if you're getting notes, I think it's only fair to send them back.
Well, and the fact that one note ended it was all done. No messing about.
Yeah, there you go. You got your point across.
Yes, so that's it. I'm just wondering whether this current saga is going to escalate like that.
Possibly, although it's not actually involving you at the moment, is it?
No, it hasn't at any point. It's all very, like when I named that first episode, it's all very passive aggressive. He wouldn't say a word.
No. And you don't care where your car goes. So
no, and like I said to you the other day, what I did when I came home and Kaylee was in the kitchen, but no one was at their house, so I pulled up in the Mini and parked it on their drive. And started getting out, and Kaylee's like, "Oh, you're such a twat."
Well, as you've often said, she knew what she was getting into.
But there we go. I couldn't help myself. I thought that's
just got to do it.
Yeah. I know it's childish, but I was happy for a minute there. So,
if it cheered you up on an otherwise damp and rainy day, then there it is. Yes, why not?
Yes. Well, and it's all been damp and rainy. That's
it's been a lot of that. Yes,
indeed. So bored of that shit.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Well done. You can't do anything about neighbours. We've had some of it in the past, not here, but previous properties we've had.
When do you say not there? That you've had that recent? I can't even remember what car it is. The one that's just parked stupidly. Well,
sometimes it's a Mini, sometimes it's a Fiesta.
Okay, yeah.
Which member of the household has done it? Yeah. That's slightly annoying, but it doesn't really get in our way, because if it is in my way, I drive over their lawn. So
it's only hurting them. It's just an odd thing to do, because there's other options.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's one more person in that house than was planned for. And
God, who have they acquired?
Their daughter has come home.
Oh, I thought you were suggesting some sort of threes-up arrangement.
Oh, no. Well, not that I'm aware of. They claim it's their daughter.
Okay.
I've not actually seen the paperwork.
There's no DNA test to confirm such things.
I haven't done the research, I'll grant you on that. But
okay.
Yeah, it was supposed to be their retirement home, but daughter has arrived back with them she arrived back during COVID and hasn't gone again. So there is an extra car there. It's only a Fiesta, but nevertheless.
Talking about passive aggressive, that must be kicking off in that house then.
I'd have thought, but that doesn't affect us. But I've told him. I've said you can park in the hedge if you want, but if it is in the way, I will drive over your grass. That's just how it's going to be. So...
But they do park in the hedge, but they always park but every time I've seen it, so that the driver must get out into said hedge.
Yeah, that is strange that they do. They don't always do that, but they often do that. Yes, thus wasting a foot of space that the car could be tucked into.
People are weird.
It's weird. I don't understand it, but it's not caused us too much of an issue. Occasionally, their son comes round for dinner, and he's got a transit, and he sometimes attempts to park it in front of the property, and there have been occasions where I've had to bang on the door and get him to move it because he hasn't left enough room for me to get through. But
it's just weird. Yeah, it's like one brief conversation with you of going, "Oh, we've got a visitor. Do you mind if we use a bit of the space out the front of your house or something like that?" Because you've got one vehicle and a decent amount of space.
We did offer a while ago, if you want to put a car up here in front of our garage, that's fine. They've never once done it.
Nope.
So
stick it in the hedge, bollocks to it. Oh dear.
Yeah, that would. I don't know. So we have. Yeah, we did offer. I don't know.
No, got nothing on that, I'm afraid.
No, it's parking. It's a minefield. It really is.
Oh, people can't do it.
No, they can't.
But it's as simple as that. I give up with it. I really give up with people. They cannot do it, and
we had the traffic cone obsessive at our last house. He was fun. We lived. I don't know if you ever. I don't think you saw that house.
No. I only remember you in your current one.
Yeah, I don't think we didn't. Not sure we knew each other or didn't. I think we knew each other, but not as well as we do now. Yeah, that house, the parking, it was a terrace house, but the house next to us was a coach house with like an archway to a rear parking area underneath it.
Okay, yeah,
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And our parking and their parking was behind. So that was also, we didn't have to park on the road, which was great. Our house came with our parking space.
Splendid.
Lovely. I had the X-Type at the time, so we were going back
very
a
good.
way. But across this archway, the guy in the coach house used to put traffic cones across it because he didn't want people turning round in the space. Now, I was working from the office every day at this point, so I was out and back every day. Now, I wasn't taking part in this traffic cone nonsense, but it did mean I had to stop and throw them out of the way every morning when I went out and when I came home again in the evening. And yeah, it just got to a point where he came round one night complaining about it, that I'd chucked his traffic cones out of the way again and just driven through and not put them back.
I was just about to ask did you partake? Well, obviously you're going to move them out of the way so you can get out, but did you then stop to put them back? And you've answered my question.
No. Well, I did at first, but that wore thin very quickly.
On a sunny day, probably not so much of an issue.
Exactly. Sunny afternoon. Yeah, it's dark. I've been at work all day. I want my tea. I am not stopping to put blinking traffic cones back across the entrance.
I mean, if someone turned around in that particular opening, would there have been an issue?
No. I don't think so. How long are they going to be there?
And
10 seconds?
Can I inquire as to an age range for the gentleman in question?
Oh, Not retired, but heading that way. I would say over 60.
I see.
Now, when I did chuck the traffic, before he said anything, and he would chuck the traffic cones out of the way, and I'd drive through. By the time I'd driven through and parked, got my bag out of the back seat, locked the car, and walked around, the traffic cones were back.
Oh, they're self-regulating. Perfect.
Yeah, he had invented the world's first autonomous traffic cones, I think.
I mean, the childish bit in me would have
moved them again.
No, what I would have done is waited for a day where, there's something special occurring at work, so it means an early departure, for instance. So you get out, you move your cone, you then, with the cone, use it as some sort of megaphone device in his general direction with a big awooga or something like that.
Something along those lines.
Yes.
Well, unfortunately for him, because we were renting at the time, he the night he came round to have a go about it, our landlord was over.
Oops.
Yeah, and he just said, "I'll handle this," and he set about with some verbal abuse.
Well,
we never heard any more about it.
He's lucky he didn't get a cone up him.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
Are these yours, cone? Oh, allow me.
Yeah. Let me show you a new way to move this around.
Yeah. You can keep your hands free and everything. Yeah. Oh dear. That's weird. People are so weird.
People are so strange. They get so precious about their tiny little corner of the world. I don't know what it is. We're grateful here that a mini in a hedge is all to deal with, really.
Yeah. It's not too shabby, is it? I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, yes, he provides entertainment across the road, but the one who used to live next door to us, now he was a strange one. He loved his cars.
Okay.
And he was an Audi man, and he had a boring one and a vaguely hot one. He couldn't afford an RS3, but he had an S3, and he's one of those ones who would just wash it to the point of it being a bit daft, because he'd be washing it in the pissing rain.
Yeah, I've seen that done. Yeah.
He was definitely a bit. He was right up there with a bit of OCD. He couldn't bear things to be out of place. He was.
Okay.
He was. I mean, they were nice enough, but he was a bit mental for
that. A bit mental.
Little bit.
Okay.
There was one point where some of the children were all playing outside. Loads of people from up and down the street, because all the kids are handily quite similar age.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them had been given some chalk, and they don't worry, they were all young kids. It wasn't a cock and ball situation. It was just,
I was going to say, where are we going here? Yeah.
No, it was just some kids having a little draw. Some of it went on the road, some of it went on the pavement. You're going, well, that's right, it'll rain in a minute.
Okay.
But some of it went on the pavement outside his house.
Oh no.
Oh my God. And out come the hose pipe. You could see him sweating.
Dear.
It's just weird, isn't it? But yeah, and he was the same about his cars. He was just constantly going. I can appreciate cleaning the car, nice process, but
yeah.
At this point, you're using it, and the second you return, you clean it, regardless of circumstances.
I'm not going to criticize somebody for wanting to keep their car nice. That's fair enough. But yeah, there has to be. Yeah, there's a limit.
But apparently, this veil of OCD slipped. Because talking to the neighbour that's in there now, we were talking about the people who were previously there, and he said on the face of it, the house is really well presented. When you scratch beneath the surface, not so much.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He said they wanted to do some work in the bathroom, and they started taking the tiles off, and they're like, something's not right here.
Oh no!
And they're like, what is this all about? There's some really weird fixtures and fittings going on, and it turns out that when the previous OCD guy wanted to retile, he couldn't be asked to take the old tiles off. So he slapped some new plasterboard over the top of them and then tiled on that.
I mean, you're losing an inch of room doing that.
Oh, yeah. So,
No, it's true.
And yeah, supposedly there were bodge jobs like that all over the house. Again, if it looked feasible, he was happy. So it's not
only prim and proper on the surface, then.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, which leads me to believe that you probably shouldn't buy a second-hand car off of them.
No, probably not.
No, I dread to think what that's like.
Oh, the mind boggles. Mind you, we all know that second-hand cars can be a bit grotty.
Yes, it's best not to dwell on any of the offerings that are lying about. If Top Gear's taught us anything, when Jeremy and Richard had those
3 awful BMWs.
No, it was. Do you remember? It was their one was BMW. Richard's was the 8 Series, and James. Sorry, not James. It was Jeremy had that Mercedes, wasn't it?
So he did. He did.
He
had
a big V12 coupes. There was just the 2 of them.
That's right. Yes.
Yes, and it.
Yeah, well, that was another one. I mean, it was the BMWs and those 2. Horrible.
Oh, it was, wasn't it? Yes, I forgot they do. Oh, and it was just all of the things of going, well, what's that doing there? Oh, dear.
Yes, some very interesting substances on the seats.
There's been some supreme accidents in those vehicles from adults who should know better.
I'm not sure they were all accidents.
No, some were definitely on purpose, judging by said fluids, whereas others may have been I can't get home fast enough touching cloth issue.
Bit of that. Yeah.
I mean, I suppose. I mean, I'd say we've all been there, but no, I haven't shat in my car.
I've never. No, I've never. No.
No, I mean, I will admit to a gaseous release or two, but never have I just had a crap in the car.
Popped open the glove box, and there you were. Yes, no, no. I think the less you know sometimes about a car's history, the better.
How have we ended? What? Hang on, I can't.
We've ended up
shitting in a glove box. Oh God.
Well, there's the title.
Oh dear.
Good job we don't do thumbnails, isn't it?
Oh no. No, oh dear. Well.
And on that bombshell,
I think that probably is our natural end point. That'd be a really good crescendo for everyone listening.
Don't say crescendo. There's no following that.
No. Let's leave everyone with that mental imagery.
Yes.
Well, I think that's probably enough of that for this week. Check us out on all the various social medias and things. Thank you very much for listening.